And a stress check. Go.
All right, introduction. Here we go. You ready, Therese?
No.
Head carrying is an ancient African traditional practice that comes in handy in developing countries. It takes thousands of hours, lots of trials and failure before it's mastered. But once you train your body to balance any object, you realize that nothing is impossible. Therese will explain the art of head carrying while creating an analogy about life. The greater the burden a man takes upon his shoulders, the stronger he must be to carry it. We can learn to be resourceful even when going through a crisis in life. Please welcome Toastmaster Therese Mbaye.
You did it.
I did it.
Thank you.
With her speech titled, Carry the Load.
Yay. Thank you. Not ready. Have you ever seen the women in many African countries carrying water on their head in a bucket? Yeah. Looks like the most difficult thing to do in the world, right? And they make it seem so easy. Well, I'm sure you wonder why they do it. Simplest answer is because they have become resourceful using their bodies, adjusting to the terrain, and focusing on the objectives and survival. And this is an analogy we can all use in our lives. Messieurs et Madame, Toastmaster and guest, I am one of those women. Head carrying. This is an empty bucket because I could not put water in it today. I'm sure it will spill all over. And this is just a regular cloth. Now, to use, it's very important to create something so you can have kind of like a cushion, or what I call a pillow. We call this a ting. And what we do is we use it to wrap it around in our head to create something pretty soft, or a circle, or you can call it a pillow. But in Wolof, it's called a ting, and we put it in the middle of the head so that we can put anything we want to carry on top of it. This will help it elevate the pain, trust me. Today I'm not going to use it because of my hair. And when I am done taking this off, my hair is going to be a mess, so bear with me. All you need to do when carrying the bucket is to put it on top of your head. Make sure you find a good balance. Most of the time, after we put water in it, we always have someone help us put it on. You can never do this alone. It requires a community. Now, once you put it on and you're ready to go, you can just release. I don't know how, but the more you do it, the more you get better at it. And sometimes you spill water all over you, like I used to do growing up. My favorite part was spilling water, walking in 100-degree weather, so I could just feel the satisfying water all over me. Sometimes you'll stumble, fall, get up, go do it again. Repeat until you master the art of carrying the load on top of your head. Just like life. When something is thrown at you, we all struggle first, but then when you decide you want to find the resources and fight for it, the more you do it, the more you practice, you get better at anything and be successful in general. I could do this for hours. I could sit, I could bend, I could squat, I could get up, I could walk. I can't jump. But with the head carrying, the most important part is to make sure the water is safe. It's not only something we do for fun. Growing up in an environment where we would lose electricity frequently, we had to come up with solutions. And by we, I mean the women. Not the government, not the men, the women. We'd lose sometimes electricity for like a couple of hours, weeks, and it usually followed by the loss of water. And these are all two essential things we need in life. Usually after we lose the water, most of the time we don't wait. because the women are fast. You got to come up with a solution. They will gather all the young kids in the neighborhood, especially girls, to teach them the art of being resourceful. From age 3 years old up to teenagers, everybody's included, and would each pick the bucket, the size we can handle. It's not as small as this one. All the way from 3 to 17 gallons of bucket. Then would walk to the closest well to draw water while chanting beautiful, amazing, joyful, traditional songs. Again, comes back to dancing and songs. Ta-da! I love dancing and music. When we're done filling up our buckets of water, we walk around, usually 30 minutes, sometimes less, go back home, fill up the biggest barrels for storage, and go back and repeat the process over and over again until we have enough to survive for weeks. Now, this analogy that I created is just like we carry this bucket of water to balance and have something very essential in life, which is what? Water, to survive. The same thing happens if something is thrown at you, whether you're going through a hard time, you lost a job, you're going through a divorce, or you're changing, I don't know, a new path of career, whatever it is, you have to master and balance life. You can't just give up. You got to learn to fall, to spill the water, get back up, go practice again over and over until you master the solutions. Life is hard, but we can learn to be resourceful by looking around what we have, by using our resources, by asking for help, just like the community of women I grew up with. And no matter what, just do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on the fact that you have resources right underneath you. Always ask for help, but also the most important part, practice. Practice, practice, and practice. Everybody think about failures and be really hard on themselves. I like to think that life is just like this bucket of water on top of my head. It took me hours and days to master. And even though I am away from my continent, I like to work out putting a plate on my head, so it just reminds me, hey, life is hard, get it together. Carry the load. It's your responsibility. If you don't, no one's gonna come and rescue you. You're gonna go days without water, and we all know we can't live without food or cooking or showering. And these are all the basic duties in life. Now, if you are interested in learning this technique, see me later. I would like to teach you because it's good for posture, confidence, and trust me, you walk straight line. Thank you.